Well, we're debating what to start with, and I think a good one is hoops because it is still March Madness,
Yes,
and there
it
were
is.
headlines. We got to hit down the Michigan basketball team and what we saw this week. But let's start with Michigan State. They fell flat on Thursday night, disappointing across the board.
Very, very disappointing. You know, they played good defense, and early in the game, they got good shots. It's not they weren't hitting the rim. They were like practically not even hitting the backboard. I mean, it was really bad. And then and they didn't play smart. I think that the play that really, emphasized all that was at the end of the half. They're down 2. Draymond uncharacteristically rushes a 3, misses it. They come down. Louisville does score a 3, and they're up 5. And that was the way the game was. And guys like Austin Thornton seemed to play scared. Anytime they got the ball down low, they were intimidated. They were going to get their shot blocked. And it just was not a good game. But frankly, Pitino did a better job than Izzo, but it was just one game. Back in a few years ago in 09, is Izzo a much better coach than Pitino? No. Is Pitino a much better coach? No. They're really good coaches, and that's what happens sometimes.
I don't think you can overlook the fact that they were thrown out of sorts immediately by leaving on Monday, and Izzo said that he's probably not going to do that again. He'd like to have some time practicing at home, and you may not, by looking at you, you don't buy into that.
Well, he knows his team a hell of a lot better than I do, but that can't be the reason that they came out like that. It's usually you do those things, you go out early, especially with a time change to get acclimated. Other teams didn't even go home at all. I mean, Louisville, because they were in Portland, right, they just went right to Phoenix. They never went back to Louisville. So it was just a bad game. They couldn't shoot, and then they just got intimidated.
All right, the Michigan situation is something that we should discuss because this is becoming somewhat of a pattern with guys wanting to leave. And there was obviously friction between Smotrich and Beeline, but the younger guys who we didn't see too much on the court, for them to leave the program. And now Burke, who's saying maybe NBA, I mean, this is a little bit of a pattern.
First, Smotrich, I don't understand after your second year, is it all Beeline and that's why you're going to leave? Are you mad that you got taken out of the starting lineup for Stu Douglas? But Smotrich probably played his best game of the season, the last game they lost till the very end. I think it's a bad decision by him, but whatever. The Trey Burke thing, if he finds out that he's going to be like a late first-round pick and make the NBA minimum, which is probably at that time, close to $1 million, something like that, right? Then okay, fine, go. I just don't think he's going to be a first-round pick. He's 5'11", Tom. He's a really good college freshman. He's not even great yet.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to learn the right way, do the right thing, and come back. But, I can't tell kids to pass up money.
I hear you. All right, Tiger Woods back on top.
Oh.
How about it?
The world is good again. Golf is, I mean, even the guys that don't like Tiger Woods are probably sitting there, yeah, because now people are going to be watching. The Masters, people are going to be watching again, like in record numbers. And I know there are people saying, well, the only time you talk about golf is because of Tiger Woods. You know what? Too bad. That's just the way it is. That's reality, and it's great for the sport. And to see him come back, and he has played well up until this week, and he capped it off this week with a really good performance.
And a little sidebar, just to take note of as you look at next week, Ernie Els has been coming out of nowhere. He's been near the top of the leaderboard these last couple of weeks, and he's got a win next week to get back in the Masters. Just something to keep an eye on. He's a guy that you could easily root for. But Tiger seems to have the energy back, and he seems to have that killer instinct back.
And he's putting well. His iron shots were dead on, but he's actually, if he's putting good, he's usually good. So I think it's great for the sport.
All right, we're going down the Inge lane. We're doing it. You can't stop us.
It's a 4-letter word.
171 he's batting. Listen, how does he make this squad? Batting 171 when you got guys behind him who are more than eager to step up and they seem better prepared to do so.
I just don't think – here's what I think's going to happen. I think they're going to start him in the season and see what happens, and if he continues to not hit, then they're going to make the change, either just cut him, send him to Toledo, or see if they can get something for him. Personally, I'd like them to see him just cut bait now and start Worth, who can do more things, it seems, right now. But I have a funny feeling he's going to come back. So, spring training baseball, does it really prove that much? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I don't know.
Interesting. All right, Stonehead of the Week. A lot of candidates this week. I was looking at your Facebook page.
Yes.
You got a lot of good feedback from the viewers today.
Yes, we did. We always do. Bo Ryan for not calling a timeout and a horrible play at the end of the Wisconsin game. Obviously, Michigan State basketball got some, but I agree with what a lot of people said. Warren Sapp, NFL Network, great player, but with all the stuff going on with the bounty and the fine, Sean Payton, coach of the Saints, gone for the year. They lose draft choices. Warren Sapp goes on Twitter first, then on his own NFL Network, and says Jeremy Shockey is the leak that the NFL used. That's been completely said no way. Even Sean Payton said no. Shockey said let's go on ESPN and do a lie detector test. Warren Sapp, you can't do that. First of all, you work for the NFL. There are whistleblower rules. You can get in serious trouble. Warren Sapp, love you as a player. You're a funny guy, but this week, Stonehead!
That is Mike Stone. You can hear him every Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 on 97.1 The Ticket, and of course every Sunday right here on Sports Update.